Okay, hi guys, my name is Will Dean. I'm the Forest author. Today I'm talking about 5 types of people you should avoid in publishing. Okay, so generally I'm a very kind of positive person and I don't talk badly about anybody, but one thing I really loathe is people getting ripped off, people getting taken advantage of, people getting exploited, especially writers, because writers are vulnerable. If you're an unagented writer, you are desperate, you are trying your hardest, you're getting rejected, you're in a vulnerable position. There are a lot of people out there who are going to try and make money from you. So this is a little bit of a warning and a little bit of an informative, hopefully, video. I want to explain the 5 types of people you should try and avoid. Number 1. Okay, if you're thinking of sending off your manuscript to an editor, like a freelance editor, to have a look through before you send it to agents, beware. Make sure you choose an editor who has some experience, who has some knowledge, who has some credentials. Maybe go on a personal recommendation or go through a consultancy who are well known, well established. Don't choose an editor who doesn't have any kind of track record. Some good things to look out for is if somebody's a published author themselves, they're probably going to have a good insight into giving you some kind of good editorial feedback. Maybe not. If somebody's part of a well-known, well-recognized kind of literary consultancy or that kind of thing, that can be a good sign. But do your homework and make sure the editor, the freelance editor that you're going to send your manuscript to, is going to give you good value for money and good sound advice. I would say a personal recommendation is a really, really good start, and make sure you're aware of the cost. Often it's cost per 1,000 words or cost per 10,000 words, something like that. Make sure that what they're charging is reasonable and in line with the kind of market rate. Do not get yourself ripped off. Number 2, some agents. What do I mean by that? Okay, most literary agents are absolutely fantastic, hardworking, honest, generous, brilliant, dazzling people. But there are a few so-called agents who I wouldn't even consider to be agents, if that makes sense, because they charge writers for reading. Do not send your work to an agent who requires payment. That is not how this works, okay? Agents, literary agents, get paid when you get paid. They get paid commission. So if you suddenly get £1 million deal, they'll get 15% of that. That is how literary agents get paid. If you're a writer and you're submitting to various different literary agents and one of them asks for money so they can read your manuscript, say no thank you. Do not go there. Literary agents do not charge. Genuine, bona fide literary agents do not charge for reading. They do not charge. Do not get ripped off by a fake literary agent. And of course it's normal for a writer in that position who's getting rejected left, right and center, like I did, like every single writer did. That's just part of the process. It's completely understandable if an agent reaches out and says, I'm really interested in this, send me £50 so that I can read it or bump it up to the top of the pile or whatever. You're going to be keen because somebody's taken an interest, somebody's replied to your email, right? But do not. This is not a good person to work with. Number 3, vanity presses. What does a vanity press mean? So, a vanity press is an organization, a business, which charges you money to publish your book. So you would think that a publisher would pay you money so they can publish your book. And bona fide publishers do exactly that. They'll pay you in advance, however tiny, and then they'll pay you royalties in accordance with your publishing deal and your contract. A vanity press works in a different way. I might be wrong here, disagree with me in the comments, but what I see a vanity press is an organization that takes advantage of writers who can't get their books published in the mainstream way. That might be harsh because perhaps there are some authors who write very, very niche books a personal memoir that just doesn't have broad appeal, or some kind of niche book. And they are quite happy to go to a vanity press to have that book published and printed 100 copies or whatever, so that they have a copy of their book. And if that's what their expectation is, and they're not fooled in any way, maybe that's okay. But what I'm talking about is more an author who just is struggling, getting rejected left, right and centre, like I say, like we all did, and goes to a vanity press and hopes that that will be the start of a career and like a stepping stone to getting a traditional book contract. It will not be. To pay someone to publish your book is not the right thing to do. These people should not be taking your money. You need to get paid for your work, not the other way around. Related to vanity presses. Okay, number 4 is self-publishing companies. So I think self-publishing is fantastic for lots and lots of different authors. It comes in lots of forms. I think it can be a very, very powerful way to get your books to readers. I am all for self-publishing. If that's the route you want to go down, you've got your eyes open, you're ready to put the work in terms of marketing and cover design and editing, I think self-publishing is fantastic. I am not an expert in self-publishing. I've never done it, but I think it's a fantastic route for some authors. However, I think it's something you should probably do on your own, and you should run the show and kind of use talent. So pay for a freelance editor, pay for a freelance cover designer, but you should be in control of it, rather than saying, I'm going to pay $20,000 to this self-publishing company and they're going to put all this together for me. I don't like that. Maybe some of those companies are legit, but I just feel like they're taking advantage. You know, I feel like they're exploiting authors again, because I'm not sure you're getting value for money, to be honest. And I've seen some of their websites. You know, I wasn't immune to this. When I was getting rejected all over the place by different agents for a terrible book that I wrote before Dark Pines, I looked at self-publishing. It's not something for me, but I looked at it. And I saw some of these websites like, get your book published. We're a publisher. We will help you with your self-publishing process, your journey. You know, for a fee of $5,000, you get the bronze package, and for $10,000, you get the silver package, and for $20,000, you get the gold package. Which it just didn't look right to me. It didn't smell right, if you know what I mean. So I would say avoid self-publishing companies. If you want to self-publish, good for you. If that works for you, if you making like a positive decision to do that, fantastic. Look at a YouTube channel called The Creative Pen, run by Joanna Penn. An amazing online resource. She is very, very knowledgeable and wise on all things self-publishing. So check her channel out. I'll link it in the description below. With some work and some research and looking at Joanna's channel, you will figure out how to self-publish on your own, save a lot of money, save a lot of hassle, and do a better job than a lot of those self-publishing companies. Okay, number 5, who to avoid in publishing. Negative people. Please avoid negative people. If it could be a family member or a friend who says, you're never going to do this, or yeah, this is a nice pipe dream, but maybe it's time you moved on. If you want it and you are prepared to put in the work and the reading and the writing time, ignore those people. Do not listen to their negativity. This is not a motivational speech. I am really not a motivational speaker at all. But do not listen to those negative voices. Same with once you're published, you get your first negative reviews, your first difficult reviews. Do not listen to those reviews. If your editor gives you feedback, listen to that. That is somebody you trust, somebody you work with. If a writer that you respect gives you some kind of feedback in the correct kind of way, listen to that. Take that on board maybe. But somebody on Goodreads or Amazon, do not let those negative reviews get you down. You have no idea what that person is going through or where that review came from. So negative people in general, just filter them out and surround yourself with positive people. And this goes for social media as well. Like if somebody's just getting you down on Twitter or making you miserable on Facebook, just mute them or delete them or do whatever you got to do. Just like, no, that's not helping me. Surround yourself with positive, excited people, people who are enthusiastic. If somebody is telling you you will never do it, ignore them. Prove them wrong in future. Just follow your own path and your own timeline. It's going to take as long as it takes. Make your sacrifices, keep reading, keep writing, and you will get there. Okay, I have been Will Dean, Forest Author. It's been fantastic talking to you. I hope this has been useful. If it has, please do like the video. Please do subscribe. Please do like this video, subscribe. Find me on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.